Rain, it's time to game. Welcome to etc. Hello, Ip Girl, how are you doing? Hello, Steph, how are you doing? Good afternoon. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that not being too cooped up. Hopefully you get outside and do some things if you need to do that. Hanging in there. How about you? Not much changes for me with all this social distancing. The only thing is the volleyball. Kel and I went for 2 walks today. Nice. Yeah, but my only regret is there's no volleyball. I can't play volleyball. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a big socialite, I guess you could say. You know, like food shopping was my going out and being around people besides volleyball, because I do a lot of gaming and I have a full-time job too, so and at this point most of the people aren't even there. So but other than that, things are good. Nothing new. Playing more and more Call of Duty. So I'm getting back into it. I'm liking it. You can do yoga at home. I do push-ups, okay? Get off my case. We did terrible. It's not yoga? Oh. Well, I was doing yoga on Tuesday nights, but since we're not allowed to be near each other anymore, that they stopped that stuff. I didn't really feel like I got anything out of yoga. I mean, there were some moves and stuff that I did that felt like I was straining, you know, I was actually using some muscles, but it just, I don't know. What do you mean that I wasn't doing it right? Exactly, Imp Girl. We had a really good, well, so me and Hank played our first match, and I think I racked up like 9 kills. And then we're moving in because the circle's getting smaller. We're moving in, and I'm like, come on, we need to get over here. We need to move this way to get over here. And he's like, hold on. I need to text my brother. So he like lays down. And then he's probably listening. And then so I'm just standing there like an idiot. And like 3 guys come over the hill and see us, and then they just take us out. So that was one of the better matches that we had. And then actually John and Dave joined us as well, so we were playing 4s, and we had a couple good times where we were actually communicating and taking out the enemies, like, okay, he's here, and then people, they weren't all like lined up behind me. Like, guys, we can't be running in a straight line. Hank still runs down the middle of the road. It's gonna take a while before we break him of that. But other than that, we were having fun. I think we were having fun. So, but we'll probably go to that later tonight, depending. We'll see how that goes. So to get us started here, we're going to do some push-ups, and I invite you to join me in doing 10 good push-ups, as long as we were having fun. And I was doing yoga right, Steph, because that's what the woman said. I'm gonna do 15 push-ups, but you do from 1 to 10. However many you can do, and then we'll get started. Okay. I don't know how to shut off the Minecraft sounds when I switch screens, so I'm just gonna turn it off in music. Oh, no more Minecraft music. Says Steph. Okay, let's get the blood pumping. Here we go. Do a little stretch. Get ready. Get down and give me 10. Here we go. Okay. Is that 90? The 15 is getting a little easier, but my wrists keep popping. If you make sure your wrists are under your shoulders. Like if you're ahead of your shoulders, way ahead, or way back here, try to keep them even with your shoulders. Move them around and see if it makes a difference. Are they just popping or are they hurting? You're getting old, I guess. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to Feed the Beast Academy. Modded Minecraft. This pack is for starters, beginners, those of you who have never played modded before. It only has 122 mods. It won't overtax your system. Like those big mod packs that have like 250 mods. This also has a guidebook. It'll help you get started so you don't get lost in all the rigmarole. So join us today and let's learn a little about modded Minecraft. FTB-Academy. Welcome to Exedra's Realm. Let's begin. Nope. Kieran with the 16 months. Hello, how are you, sir? Thank you so much for your continued support of my gaming addiction.
Kieran has just subscribed. Ixedrain Ixedra.
Ixedrain Ixedra. Doing well? Hey, I had a good time. I had a good time Friday night with the 4 of us. That was great. I was really enjoying that. The Borderlands 3. Another game that I stream. Let's see. You have some silicone. I don't know why that's in there. Make sure nothing's stuck. We're good there. So I don't leave this up and running as of yet. It's not a continuous thing. So I just jump start it. It's pretty easy. Just throw a block of coal in here. Throw a block of coal in there. And it should be running when we get up here. There we go. So from last episode, I have combined. I had 4 discs here, and I combined those 4 discs into this 16K. I had 4 4K discs, and I combined those into a 16K disc, and I created another one. So now we have 3 16K discs in here. So that's what I did there. This is still just a regular Steam Dynamo. We're not doing anything spiffy there yet. I'm not sure what we're gonna do there as of late. I did upgrade our tree farm here to a Steam Dynamo, to Steam powered dynamos. So we now have a Steam powered dynamo. This is our boiler. It's producing steam for us, and we have 3 actual steam generators. Turbine conversion. This turns it into an engine that runs off of steam. And I added this energy cell just for some storage, and I added a 4th resourceful furnace to create some more charcoal. As you can see here, we now have 22,000 blocks of charcoal, 22.9 thousand blocks of charcoal. The whatever this stuff is called, fluid essence, is all being transported over into my mob farm right now with this ender tank. So there's an ender tank over under my mob farm, and it's collecting into a black hole tank. So we're starting to get things in order. So our sludge from our tree farm is now coming down into this ender tank, which is racing itself into this sludge refiner to create these 9 basic blocks, Minecraft blocks. There's an ender tank here because on our secondary tree farm, which we will go look at now, which we had partially set up, kind of set up for us. And I'll show you that here. These 12 farms are still doing nothing right now. They're still waiting for me to finish that. So here's our secondary tree farm. I went out and I found these swamp oaks. Swamp oak saplings produce an oak wood, but they also produce these swamp oak saplings, and they produce a lot of them. Besides our blooming trees, which also produce a lot of saplings, and our little bit of spruce we have here, which again produces a good amount of saplings. These are probably the three highest sapling producing trees that I've found in this pack. Okay, this is actually clogged. It's full. Let's see where our issue is. We have too much oak wood. I'm gonna put a. Actually, we'll mess with that in a sec. So I set up another steam generator here because I want this farm to support itself. So it's creating charcoal blocks, and I'm not setting the essence anywhere as yet. We'll set that up probably tonight. We have our saplings here that are being collected, and these saplings will not only go to replanting the trees that we have here, but also these saplings are going to be going to our biofuel farm, and hopefully this is producing enough to keep it well and happy, producing that biofuel that we're going to be using. We did set up another boiler conversion for a steam dynamo, so this is producing steam, and this generator is running on steam, and it's just running. It's got, again, we have an energy cell for some storage of energy, and then it's powering it, all the equipment that's here. We were getting, I was doing birch as well, but I've removed that. But I need, because the blooming produce spruce wood, and the spruce trees produce spruce wood, and those new, whatever these things are called, swamp oaks produce oak wood. So this is, we're gonna can actually remove this. I just haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna move this. And here I have a void, which destroys excess items. So when this drawer fills up to 2048, any other wood coming into it is just destroyed. That was before I decided to make charcoal and make this self-sustaining. So we're just going to move this void upgrade to here. That will get all of the extra oak. It'll just void all the extra oak. So this should start moving now. Yeah, there we go. There's the oak wood coming down, which was clogging it. And that's just going to come back in here and be voided. And so everything else will start filling up, and it'll start working again. And usually I just do something like this and then do that. But this is close to being full too. So we might be adding an upgrade to this as well, because at 2048, which it's about to hit, it's gonna fill up and it's not gonna accept anymore. So that's gonna clog us up too, because we're not cooking enough of it fast enough. So I'm gonna go get an upgrade for this one, and we're just gonna let this continue to run. And I'm putting elevators everywhere. So this is where the sludge is coming from, this one into this ender tank, and this ender tank is connected to the one over there. So all the sludge is being processed in one area. I'm going to see how this is bright red. That means something's clogged in there. Something's not right. So if you take your wrench here and you just right click it. Okay, so all that spruce wood was clogging up. See how it is back to normal now? But we do need to go get an upgrade for this. So let's go grab that upgrade over here in our system. And I know there's some in here because I took them out of another one. I think they're, what are they? Are they called kits? No, they're just called upgrades. Here they are. So what I got is the biggest one. It's 32 times what it already holds. So increase storage to 32 times the base value. So it holds 32. It's getting dark. Do I have a bed? Where's my bed? Oh, there it is. I changed the color of my bed to green. Because I was over at spawn and I built a little kind of cottage there, a little hut, put a bed in it, and a chest with some wool, so that when people first log in, hopefully there's something there. Hopefully I did it in the right place. So we're going to upgrade this storage unit with that, and now it will hold 1024 stacks of wood instead of just 32 stacks of wood. And again, this one isn't really being used at all because we're not doing birch wood anymore. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that. That's what the bright red meant. Yeah, it usually means something's clogged in there, so it's not something in. A lot of times when you break the pipes, it'll backfill. It'll try to go back into the system, and it won't be able to go back into the system, so it'll get stuck in the servo in essence. Yeah, so if I was to break those pipes and those had nowhere to go, they would come back and try to go back into the plant gatherer, but they would get stuck in the servo. So this is going to be just a small tree farm. I think this is going to be big enough. I mean, it's huge right now. Okay, I have a 12 by 12 range add-on. Look at this. Look how big this is. It's huge. See the green? That area right there. So 12 that way, 12 that way. So it's 24 by 24 in essence, or 25 by 25 or something like that. And the horses like being in the trees, but they need to be careful because if the tree grows, I don't know what it's going to do to the horse. We might have some fresh glue if he's there when the tree grows. So I just want to see what it's producing, and then we can make it smaller. But I wanted to have the biggest plot available to test in case we needed it. But I think by looking at the amount of saplings that we have more than enough blossoming saplings. And the spruce saplings and the swamp oak saplings appear to be right on par with each other. And I've always just used spruce saplings because those generate the most. So it looks like we're going to have 3 good saplings for our biofuel. Hopefully. So, well, the horse moved out of there. That's good. Let's see what else. So, besides mining, which so I do like mining, but I do like finding the tunnels and mining the tunnels. But I've been, in essence, strip mining for a while now. And I'm doing that over here. I'll show you guys. And where the dwarves hit that lava geyser and they had to build this whole big structure here. It's kind of crazy, but they at least contained it, so that's good. So they planted mushrooms in here because dwarves like mushrooms. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's what they said. But so down here, and I can show you where I've been mining. I've been doing a lot of mining. Boom. So I wonder if I show you the big map, if it'll show it. If I show you the cave layers, show caves. Where is it? It's one of these that shows. No. Oh, I like the topography map. That looks pretty cool. That's zooming in on me, right? That's not the right. That didn't zoom in on me. I'm over here. So I'm over here somewheres. So there's a lava tank. So we're in here somewheres. Why isn't it showing me? So anyway, it's pretty cool, this map, the topographical map. That's pretty neat. Shows you the heights of all the land and stuff. That's the nighttime view. That's the daytime view. And there it is. So I don't know. So anyway, so we're right here. Wait, there we are. Here we are. We're right here. So that's us here. And this is all the mining I've done in this area here. All in essence, all the strip mining, I guess you can say, that I've been doing. And actually been going this way, south. As you can see here, so I go down and I just run across, and then I mine all the ores out of it. Then I run across, and then I mine all the ores out of it. And then I run across and mine all the ores out of it. That's what I've been doing. I really prefer to find like natural caves and mine those. I do enjoy that part. But we're gonna get to a point where I don't really want to mine. And I went to the Nether to get some more of that Nether quartz, that quartz stuff from the Nether, whatever it's called. And that just takes a while to get that. You got to find it, and I don't want to take all the quartz that's right near the portal if I can avoid it. So in the Nether, I made a big old tunnel all the way across the map. But to help us a little bit later on, once we get that biofuel going, I came over here and I created this this high-tech mining shaft. So we're gonna build two of them. They just started building this one here, and this is this one's ready. This one is ready to be hooked up. All the parts are here. It's a laser mining. It's a laser mining project. These are 4 laser drills over top of the laser base, and these actually power this. And this actually shoots down into the earth. Shoots down. Shoots a laser down in here and will mine ores for you. It's really nice, but it's a very, very power hungry. You definitely have to have a substantial amount of power to get this thing up and running. So that's why it's not running yet, but it is set up and it is ready. What's cool about this laser base is it comes with these these lenses. So you can only use up to 6 of them, but you can, depending on the color lens, depends on which ore has a higher possibility of being mined. So white lasers, of course, do that nether, whatever it's called, this stuff, nether quartz. So white gives you a better chance of getting nether quartz, and then blue gives you a better chance of getting lapis, and gold one would be gold, and then I think white does iron too, I think. But there's a whole list of what the color laser lenses do and what they help you with. But this is going to be the biggest problem for me, is the nether quartz, because there's only one place to get it, and that's the nether. And the nether could be a dangerous place if you're not paying attention. I put that in there, I made it up, and we'll see how it goes when we start it up. So that is going to be one of the 2 that we have here. And we have kind of tidied this place up a little bit so that we can set up our pipes and all that stuff. here. They're still working on the floor, but that's not too much of an issue. But we got the sandstone because we were out on this little sand island, kind of. A lot of this island is sand, so, and I think it looks pretty cool. This is looking great. Hey, Kaverki, how you doing, sir? Hey, I posted the map on Discord. I hope it helps, so you can kind of see where we are. Let's see. And that's about it. So I built that, and I did some refinements to some of our tree farms. And that was and I did do some more mining because we need the ores. I don't want to run out when we're doing it. As you can see here, this is all the cobble and stuff I've collected while doing the mining. I don't want to throw this into the system because it just clogs it up with stone. We don't need to have that in the system. Then you can see I did some mining in the nether as well. The magma blocks are there, so that's what I use here. I use this traveler's sack here, and this picks up whatever you tell it to pick up when you're mining, and it just goes into it. You turn it auto insert on or off, and it doesn't have to be on your bar. It can be just in your pack, and it'll pick up whatever goes into your pack if it matches what you put in your list here, your white list. It'll pull it right into here, and that's called the traveler's sack. It's actually pretty neat. A little bit different from the common backpack because this has to be on your bar, or you have to put it in your bauble slot. And when I put it in my bauble slot, there is a shortcut key to open it, but I don't know what it is, and I still just like right clicking with it and doing that better. So. Oh, and we also changed the sleep percentage to 1%. So if there's 45 people on the server, only one has to sleep to make it the daylight, to sleep through the night, where it was at 50%. So when there was 3 of us on, or 4 of us on, 2 people had to sleep to make it go to day. So I did change that. And if we get complaints, then we might change it back, make it 25% or something like that. But typically, if someone wants it nighttime to stay nighttime, they'll usually just ask in chat, "Hey, can nobody sleep for a little while? I'm trying to do something, or I'm trying to find an Enderman or whatever, you know." So it's usually not that bad, but it's nice to be able to just jump into bed, and change it back to daylight, especially if you're working outside. And other people are working in their houses or in caves, and they don't notice what time it is. It's nice for you to just be able to change it yourself. Yeah, I saw the map, but fell in love with the location I was at. Well, that's cool, man. That's way fine. Way fine. IR Dankenstein, hello. How are you, sir? Welcome back. Or working without torches around. As you can see, I don't have very many torches around at all. Oh, I did put up this wall as well, and I kind of changed this around because I'm going to hopefully put all of my refined storage monitors here. Anything that I need. I still haven't figured out where I'm going to store my disk drives. I might have one here like this, but I know the crafters are going to get moved over to here. So we're going to have a wall of crafters if we need it. We can have a ton of them. It's funny how many you can have once you start automating everything. But we still got to be able to have machines in here too. So I'm going to have probably, I don't know if I'm going to run it down this row, run it down this wall here with the machines for auto crafting, or the back, or it just might just be a hodgepodge at first to see how things work. But again, I did a little bit of setup down here just to say, hey, this is where I'm going to be doing this stuff. I'm not going to be able to get out of here now because I don't have anything to step on. Luckily, we can jump 2 blocks. Just logged off the server before you went live. Oh, yeah, I saw that bug. I did. I'm glad you're able to get in and it's working. I'm glad you were able to get it working on your end. I didn't have any issues, but you're the second person that said that they were having issues. I think Kieran was having issues with the FTB launcher as well, the Feed the Beast launcher. You're already running on oil. So I think that's it. Oh, I also I caught some more animals, and I caught a couple more creatures for our grinder. But I came over and I redid the slime, the pink slime. So someone was complaining that it wasn't marble all the way down. Well, it's marble all the way down now, okay? I didn't do the stone brick there, but everything else is marble. So it's marble all the way down. And we probably will make this a room here as well. This is where we collect our pink slime. If you need pink slime balls, you can come here. And our grinder. And this is our power supply for that. This... You just grab a block of coal, throw it in here, and it'll charge this up, and you'll get liquid meat and pink slime. So, but we'll fix this up again at another time. We'll probably come down here and renovate a little bit more. But this, I think it does look, definitely looks better with the marble all the way down. So I was thinking about putting up another wall over here to encompass the trees, but I'm not sure I want to do that now. I'm not positive yet that I want to do that, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We might, because I'm not sure where I'm going to be extending right now. Because to me, this is like huge for me. This this area. So we'll go back to daylight so we can take a look at it and see. So if we extend, we would have to push out up further or push over. And maybe contain all this as well over here, this section. But I'm not sure, because we did expand to here, but this is its own little island, so that's kind of self-contained. So we'll have to see what happens. I might push this out further here to encompass this part here. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But right now we don't have to really worry about that, I don't think. I'm happy with what we have right now. We might build another tower over here. Like this one. For defense. But that was really all I was thinking about at this point, was that much. So let's I want to look and see if what resources I need to create. I think they're called phantom blocks. Phantom, I think. Yes, they are. Phantom. Phantom energy face, phantom liquid face, phantom face. So these are actually additions. This is in the actually additions mod. And what these do, I want to see what it takes to make them. It takes empowered. So a phantom placer. Ah, I see. Phantom liquid face is a phantom face with buckets. Okay. Empowered crystals for energy, redstone, and a phantom breaker. Phantom boosters, the phantom connector. I think that's it. Yeah. How are we empowering those crystals? Yeah, the stuff is already, I think, already made the parts for that, but again, it takes energy and it takes some finagling to set this up to empower these, to make these empowered crystals. Takes 5 items and some ingenuity, I guess, to make these. And I still don't even have power to this. So we're probably going to be pretty far away. But what a phantom face does is, see if I can explain with something here. Well, let's just say this chest, right? This furnace, right? So let's say I have this furnace, but I don't want any pipes going to it, right? I don't want you to see any pipes. So let's say I have this floating furnace here. This is Minecraft. And let's say typically I would have a chest over on this side. And then I would use I gotta restart this, sorry. Let me restart this. Okay. And then we have, say, an item duct, right? Going from the chest into there. So what I put in here, you put a servo in there, pulls it out and pushes it into the furnace. And we're gonna sleep here for a sec. Okay, so what a phantom face is, and let's just say this piece of cobblestone is the phantom face for it's, I think just a phantom face does items, right? Simple way to connect inventories together. Okay. So this phantom face, let's say I don't want you to see these pipes, right? Or this chest. I just want you to see the furnace and it working. Things are going into it and things are leaving it, and you're like, how the hell is that happening? There are no pipes. There's nothing here. Well, on the other side of the wall, there's a phantom face. And what you do with you get a little tool, a connector tool. And what you do is you set up your stuff here, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm saying anything in this chest, I'm going to put a servo here. It's going to pull it out and push it into this phantom face. So with the little tool that you get, this tool here, this phantom connector, you strike the phantom face with it, and then you come in here and you strike this side of the furnace with it, and it attaches. Okay, so now this phantom face is actually this side of this furnace, right? So whatever we put into this chest, the servo will pull through and put into the phantom face, ends up in the chest, in the furnace, in the slot. And you don't see any of that because that's either underground or it's hidden behind a wall or something like that. And you can set up a whole system with power and fluids and items with phantom faces. That's what I'm going to do over there when we start the mining operation. All the power is going to come in through phantom faces, so you're not going to see any cables. You're just going to see the machines working. Okay, and then so that's the gist of how those worked. It's like your invisibility. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah. It's still, everything's still working, except this phantom face is part of that structure. So it's actually pretty cool. I've used it one time before. Once you learn, it's not that hard to kind of understand it and learn it. But it makes things pretty cool. You can make things kind of like invisible, right? So like all these cables that you're going to see over here when we set this up, I'm not going to use phantom faces for it because it's going to be so much. But simple things like power go into all those machines because you need a phantom face for each connection, or a power connection, an item connection. So you'll need a phantom face for each of those. So if you do the 5 things over there, I'm going to need 10 phantom faces in essence to do it. Because one phantom face does one thing, I'm pretty sure. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure if you can do like each side. You might be able to, but I'm not positive on that. Because like I said, I only dabbled in just a tiny bit. You definitely have to read the book and see what it says. About how they work. See, phantom face is not supposed to be used as a wireless transport system. They only work at a certain range, so you can't, a default range of 16 blocks. So I can't like set everything up underneath here, underground, and have it run those things. It has to be over there and has to be with those things. So yeah, so we can't do phantom faces. And so let's take, I think we need to look at these farms and get these farms running somehow. And we probably have to start using our charcoal here and running our system, running our storage system, and start the auto crafting stuff, I think, which means we'll be building a lot more machines and doing that type of stuff. So one way I use to get things, and that's just kind of like wireless transfer for items, are using these ender tanks and ender chests. I'm going to be using a lot of these so I can condense my machines and move everything from different places to a place where they're all working together. So to get these coal blocks over to my system, what I'm going to do is set up an ender chest on both sides. So we're going to need some dye because we require everyone that uses ender chest to pick a color, and we have green, lime, and another color is being used as the very first color in the chest. My color is green, and we're going to need 2 chests. So I'm going to go green, black, black, because I like to keep like the chest the same color as the items that it's moving. That, if that makes sense. So this is going to be moving the charcoal. So I'm going to make my other 2 colors black. So the first color is going to be green, and the next two colors are going to be black and black. So let's go over here and make a couple ender chests, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So ender chests, and they work across dimensions as well. So if you have an ender chest here in the main world and you have one in the nether, they are cross-dimensional. You can use them in both places, and what you put in one you'll see when you're in the ender if you're doing it. So we're gonna make these ender chests, and they take blaze, obsidian, chests, wool, to not hard things to get, but you got to go to the end. You have to either find Enderman or go to that other place. No, the end. These are what? Why can't I remember the names of these places? The nether for blaze rods, and the end for ender pearls. And then you got to get obsidian, which is a pain in the ass to mine, wool from sheep or string. So we're going to grab 2 of these. Okay. So all of the ender chests and the ender tanks all start with white, white, white. Do not use white, 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 okay? Because if you open it, anyone who's used white, 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 you're gonna see all their stuff. So don't ever use white, white, white. That's just to start. Always make a color scheme for yourself. So like I said, we're gonna go green as the first one. This designates this chest as mine, okay? All Excedria's ender chests start with green. Okay, and then I'm gonna go black, black, because this is gonna be moving my charcoal for me. So it kind of makes it a little easier for me to remember. And I have a list. So green, black, black is charcoal. There you go. Make a list, because you're gonna forget. Okay. And as you can see, if I open one, the other one opens, and so they're connected. Anything I put in here, you're gonna see in this one. Okay. Okay. And that's how long it takes to break an ender chest. With a 6.7, no, with a 4.2 mining speed, which is kind of crappy. Okay, so we're gonna need some item ducts, because we're moving charcoal. We're gonna need some servos, because we're moving charcoal in and out of these chests, and they don't automatically move. So I'm gonna grab 2. I think 2 will be fine, because we're gonna pull out of the compacting drawer. We're gonna pull out of the compacting drawer and fill one of these ender chests. Okay, and then here underneath, where our steam generator is, right here, we're going to fill this with charcoal to keep it running, right? So we put our servo in there. That's going to pull out whatever we want it to pull out, and then we're going to right click it, and we're going to tell it to ignore the redstone, which activates it. So anything that goes in here is going to be pulled into here, to the slot. Okay. So I think this holds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 27 stacks of charcoal. And let's see if we can actually get this to work. Okay, so here is our compacting drawer. which is taking the charcoal and compacts it into charcoal blocks, but it also allows us to either pull out charcoal or charcoal blocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell it we should only need one of these, right? I think, hopefully. These are going to connect and it's going to screw it up. Where's my stick here to whack this? Okay, so what we're going to do is tell this to pull out and put it there. And I'm going to grab a charcoal block because we need to tell the servo what to pull out. And we want it to pull out blocks, not just the charcoal pieces. So we're going to right click on the servo and we're going to tell it pull out whitelist. Whitelist means these things are good to be pulled out. So we're going to pull out charcoal blocks and it's going to pull out 8 at a time because that's how many this servo can pull out. Okay, so we'll put that in there and then we're going to turn this on and it should start pulling out charcoal blocks 8 at a time and it's going to start filling this up. Okay, so they're disappearing from in here because over at our power station there, it's being pumped into the steam generator, right? So we'll show you that here real quick. Okay, so it's coming out and it's being pumped into here until this fills up 64. Now it's going to start stacking them in here and we'll have 27 stacks of 64, right? Something like that, I think. Right? And should start here. Yes, okay. So I have 27 stacks of 64. To keep this thing running, this is going to fill up with power, and our system will be staying on now forever. Or until we run out of charcoal, and then I have to change something. Don't overdo it. At first, you want to try to find out if your system can be supported by what you're doing, right? Because we want it to be able to be self-sustaining, right? So hopefully we're making enough charcoal. And this is going to drop, so we got to wait till this chest fills. We can probably just do it manually. It'll probably be faster, right? I can pull out 1, 2, 3, 4. If I do it like that, there we go. Why was it only pulling out one at a time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's a lot of charcoal that's going in this thing. Right? Okay, 2 more. We'll grab 3. So we'll overfill it. Okay. Hopefully that charcoal should be able to go back. See how it tried to go back and it got stuck? So we whack it with our thing and then it's back again. So we're gonna put that charcoal back. So now we have 21 instead of 29. We had 29 earlier. So we want to see if that number goes up or down. So you guys remember that number, 21. Right now, 21,800. So we gotta watch to see. I'm pretty sure this is gonna continue to go up because we're not using a lot of power over there at this point in time. We're only using like 15 or 16 power, and you can see how much power you're using when you look at the controller. It'll tell you over here. 22 FE. In essence, that's same as RS, redstone, and all the other things. So 22 RS per tick. Which isn't a lot. But once we start adding crafters, this number starts building and building and building and building. Until you're doing like 1,000 RF per tick to keep this system up and running. And then hopefully you're able to scale upwards with everything to continue that. Okay. So this will be running constantly from now on. Again, if we run out of charcoal for some reason, or if it stops running, or a tree farm's not producing enough, we can always jumpstart this with this petrified fuel generator because it produces 800 RF per tick. What we gotta do is throw a block of coal in there or a block of charcoal in there, and it'll boost the system so we can get into it. Okay. We're gonna have to start running cables, I think. We're gonna have to build a couple more machines. So let's take a look at, so we currently have the crafter. We use this to craft patterns that we're gonna automate. This is our crafting grid. This is here right now, but we're gonna move this over to that wall of, hopefully, items. And we need cable. So this is the cable that we use to attach the refined storage machines together. And typically, these crafters only need to be, we only need to have one piece of cable touching one of these and then attached to our system, because any refined storage items that touch each other are part of the system. You don't have to have, I don't have to have a cable like that, because they're all next to each other. If they were all with a space in between, then I would have to do that. But you don't have to do that with RF, which is really nice. So we're going to try to dig a hole with the shovel here, and let's see. If I go down here, will I be able to move around? Yes. Okay. So I have the cable, a cable there, but I think we're going to put, what is this machine? A disk drive, the disk manipulator. So we're probably going to move these machines, but we can still, I think we can still do it from here. I'm going to come down and we're going to go this way. And I think this is far enough. I'm kind of trying to gauge by the mini-map on the, see if we're in the right spot or not. And I do try to keep these places lit up because I don't want to oh, there's light. There we go. Great. There it is. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So this is going to be the first one. And again, we only have to touch the first one, and then we can just run our cable here. Okay, now a torch there. Too high. And connect there. Now that is connected to our system, and our system should see those drives, and they should be lit up like this one here. So let's take a look and see, make sure that's okay. And there we go, they are lit up with the blue light. So those are now connected to our system, so we can start putting patterns into there. And I'm just going to grab these patterns out of here, and I'm gonna put them in here. Okay. And it's dark again. It's always dark. There we go. So I'm gonna move this crafter over. So you can just break these with a normal pickaxe, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's an actual tool to break them. And I'm going to move this down, this disk manipulator down, and we're going to have to fill that hole in with something. And I'm just going to end this, add this to the end of the line here. Boom. Okay. So now we have these crafters. Now, I think we have enough resources to make this a little bit easier. So what happens is when you make a pattern, say we need to make a chest. Do I have a chest pattern? I don't think I do, because it should show up here, right? If I type chest, you don't see a pattern. For instance, let's say it's what are those things called? Let's just do refined, because I know we have some patterns for that. See how it says craft? That means there's a pattern for that. If there's none, you can have it make a pattern. So let's do a chest, and we click this chest here. But before we do that, we want to use the OR dictionary, because we want it to use whatever wood is in there to make the oak chest. We're going to pick an oak chest, but we're going to tell it to use the OR dictionary. So it's going to look for anything that's a plank, right? And so if there's oak wood, or if there's birch wood, or if there's spruce wood, or if there's whatever wood planks, it should look for that and fill it in to make us a chest, because we don't care what kind of chest it is. We just need a chest, typically for whatever crafting patterns. Now, the input is 8x oak wood planks. The output is 1 oak chest. Uses the OR dictionary. Okay, so we know that uses this to make the chest. Now, I can run over here every single time and do this and put it in there and run back. But there is another machine that we can make that will give us an interface so that we don't have to do all that running. We can just do it from right here, because this is where we want to do it from, right? Refine storage. Okay, I just got to remember what it's called. I'll probably recognize it when I see it. Pattern grid, fluid grid. I might recognize it when I see it. I don't know. Disk drive, crafter, security managers, storage monitor. That's not it. Relay interface, fluid interface, machine casing, block, network transmitter, crafting manager. Crafting manager? I'm going to have to look it up. I don't remember what it's called. It might be called the crafting manager. Let's see. The crafting manager allows you to see the patterns in all crafters. That's it. That's all we want to make. Okay, the crafting manager allows you to see the patterns in all crafters connected to the controller. Crafters connected to machines will be named after that machine, and crafters that have been renamed in an anvil will have that name. Well, that's pretty cool. So we're going to make this crafting manager, which looks pretty intense. It takes 2 crafters, some diamonds, some quartz. Okay, so we're just going to type crafting manager up here so that it's a little bit easier to find it. Okay, crafting manager. We need 2 patterns, so let's make 2 of these. We need a machine casing, and hopefully we have enough quartz and a chiseled stone. We do. We're gonna need 2 improved processors. So improved, those are raw. We don't have improved processor. Oh, it is, that is a improved one. Okay, so we have this. This isn't gonna work, right? Because it's not hooked up to anything. Or is that just, let's see, we need what, 2 I said? Okay, so it is. So you click it and then you tell it how many you want. We want 2 of these raw processors, because we have to cook these to make the improved processor, I'm pretty sure. Something like that, we'll find out. You click start, it'll tell you what we have, and it'll tell you what's missing. So it says we have everything that we need. So we tell it to start, and then we wait a few seconds, hopefully. And here's our 2 raw improved processors. And then we have to cook these and whatever we have to make the improved processor. And I've just been throwing them in here. I'm going to make this into tiny ore so that one piece cooks 1 processor. And when those are finished, we'll place them into these empty slots and we should be able to have our crafting manager. So there's 1. There's 2. And hopefully I did this right. And we will get our crafting monitor. Okay. Crafting monitor, crafting advancement made, monitoring. So typically I put this next to the pattern grid, but let's put it right there for now. So this is that's not the right thing. Did I do the wrong? Let's try this again, right? Did I do the wrong one? Crafting monitor. Nope, I did the total wrong thing. Oh my god. Why didn't you guys stop me? Refined. That's okay. We can use a crafting monitor as well. What was it called? Oh, it is called a crafting manager. Oh, I needed advanced processors. Okay. I needed advanced processors. I was thinking diamonds for some reason. Okay, so it's a crafting manager. So we're gonna need 2 crafters. Oh my god, this is gonna be way expensive. I think we're gonna need 3 of those. Yes, okay, so we're gonna need 4 advanced processors, which we can't craft yet. Where is it at? Manager. Constructions. This is why you want to have automation. Okay, destruction core. We're going to need 2 of these. So we need 1, 2 of these. Crafting manager. We're going to need construction core. Luckily I have basic processors that I've already processed. Okay, and we're going to need advanced processor, which is an advanced raw processor, which requires a diamond, and we don't have these set up yet. So I'm going to make 2 of these, right? Or 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to need 6 of those. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We just used up all our stuff. So let's process those. And then what else are we going to need? Those and enriched quartz. I'm not sure how much quartz we have left. Enriched quartz. Enriched quartz takes the nether quartz, which is why we need lots of nether quartz. So we have 15 enriched iron, quartz enriched iron. So this is iron and nether quartz combined to make this, and that's why we need nether quartz. So what's cool about the crafting monitor is if you craft a couple things, you can look here to see where it is in the process. So that's what a crafting monitor does. Actually, we're going to move this go up here, which means it's not connected. See how it's not connected to anything? That means it's not turned on yet. It's not excited, not turned on. Okay, these are finished. So hopefully this is everything we need to create the crafting manager. So we need 2 of these. Good to go. And that's it. There we go. Crafting manager. I pray that this is the right thing. Best complete crafting manager. Manage advancement made. Managing patterns. Okay. I think we're gonna change this stuff around a little bit. Let's sleep. And again, the way you set this up is totally up to you. The way you want it configured. I'm probably gonna move this around a little bit more, but this is the manager. So it shows us. Where's my sword? Where's my sword? Okay. Bad zombie. So it shows us we have 4 crafters over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each line is a single an individual crafter. So, and it shows us what patterns are in there. So we can take these patterns out, or we can put them in, and that will put them into the crafters over here for us. So we don't have to run back and forth. And like I said, it's right next to our pattern maker. So that's so we can just make it here and then go poop and stick it in wherever we need to stick it. Pretty cool. So there are some basic patterns that you probably want to make, and like the oak chest is probably one of them, but you also want to do most likely planks, right? And I like sticking with the oak for whenever I'm setting up patterns, so that it's all common. All the wood and all the patterns that I have, unless it has to be a specific piece of wood, I try to use oak as the default. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, to make a chest we need 8 oak planks, but I'm only going to be putting oak wood into the system, right? I'm not going to be putting planks into the system if I can avoid it. I don't need to have planks in the system. But if I have oak wood in here, I need to be able to break this down into the planks so that it can make the chest. So the system will say, well, if I have oak wood, I know I can convert that into oak planks. So I only need 2 oak wood, and then it'll convert it for us into the planks, and then it'll build the chest and give it to us. And again, use the OR dictionary for this, so that if you don't have any oak wood and say you ran out and now it's looking for the next thing, which might be spruce or birch or whatever other oak wood, whatever wood block you have. Okay, so here's our planks, and we're going to add that to the system. And again, you can sort these however you want, but so if we go over here and look, you'll see that is now in our system, in our crafters. Some people even go as far as making sticks. I don't make sticks in my system because there's bonsai pots that make sticks, and we'll have a chest of sticks somewhere that we'll be able to pull from. So I don't make sticks, but there's a lot of times we're looking for chests and we don't have any, and if it will auto craft it for us, then that's better for us. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else would be a basic craft. Since we're going to be using refined storage for everything, we also want to look at, I'm going to change this display to only craftables, so we can kind of see what we have already set up in refined storage that we can craft. So the processor binding is a craft that we have to have, and then we have these raw basic processor, the raw improved processor, And we have 3 of these: the raw basic processor, the raw improved, and then the raw advanced. So we're going to make this, we're going to turn off OR dictionary because we want this to be specific. And it's going to pull in what we need, and that's going to make us a raw processor, because we're going to need those as well. And sometimes I like to go, since I can, let's move these around, and that kind of tells me, you know, it makes it easier to find these items, right? Because they're connected. Because when you have like 17 of these things, and you're scrolling through to look, sometimes you can go, oh, here's that one processor. Here are the rest. You know, again, it's all up to you how you put them in there, or you just throw them in there as you make them. Doesn't matter, however you want to do it. Silicon we don't have to make because we have a machine that does that for us already. So that machine will probably be hooked up to a chest, and that chest will be set up as a external storage point. So we'll have all the silicon that we need, and when we need more, it will produce it itself. These processors here, the basic processor, the improved processor, the advanced processor, the construction core, and the destruction core, we don't need, 3 of these have to be cooked. So this one has to be cooked in a furnace, it tells you here. The improved has to be, Erwin, hello my dear, how are you doing? Just saying hey and bye and on my way to bed. Hope you're doing great and having a nice and relaxing evening. So far so good. So these processors need to be cooked. So these are going to require another step for us. But I think the construction core and the destruction core, they don't need to be, they need to be partially cooked, but it's a normal crafting recipe. We don't have to put it into a machine, right? This process here doesn't have to be put into a machine. So what we're going to do is create these 2 patterns, because again, we don't have to do anything with these. This is a normal crafting. So we're going to create that one, the construction, and then the destruction. Okay, and then we're going to put these in here. Okay, and now we need a furnace because we have to cook. We have to cook this. We have to cook this raw processor. We can make this raw processor as a normal craft, which is pretty easy. But to get to that, we have to cook that raw processor to make a basic processor. So this is where we get into creating a redstone furnace. Okay, a redstone furnace. So this is going to be our crafting cooking furnace, right? So things that need to be cooked in our crafting recipes are going to go to here, and let's set that up. So again, we're just going to make this redstone furnace. I'm not going to show you how, because you all should know how to make a furnace. I mean, the instructions are right here. So long as you have the ingredients, you can make this. The bricks are going to be a thing. Let's see, do we have any brick in our system? Oh, we do. Okay, so that was pretty easy. There we go, our redstone furnace, right? Now, as well as a redstone furnace, we're going to need a crafter, and just like those over there, but this crafter is going to be specifically set up for this redstone furnace. So we need to make a crafter, and let's see what a crafter requires. Okay, it's still going to require some items that we don't have. So let's make this. We're out of enriched iron, quartz enriched iron, which kind of sucks. So quartz, not C. So we already have that crafting recipe. We can click it and let's say, let's make 64. Start. It says we need 48 available, 16 available to craft 64. Start. Boom, it's making it for us. And that there, we got our machine casing. Okay, let's go back to our crafter, which is this one here. And what do we have now? So we need those cores. So the construction core and the deconstruction core. We can make, because we have patterns for that. So let's start that. And let's start this. And wait a few seconds. And look at there. There they are. I don't remember where they go. So our crafter did, okay, so blue on top and red on the bottom. Blue on top, red on the bottom. And now we need 2 more advanced processors. So we have partial advanced processors. We can craft these. We need 2 of them. So we're going to make 2. It says we have everything. Advanced processors take diamonds. So you definitely have to use diamonds. And it's using a blue slime ball this time. Whatever. It's using a slime ball. That's what we want. It made the 2. And currently we have to manually cook those. What, it's not done yet? Oh my god, this thing's so slow. Okay, 2 advanced processors. Okay, so we're gonna put these in here, and here is our crafter. So this crafter is gonna be part of our system here. Okay, we're gonna need cable. We have some cable down here to connect this crafter to the system. And we're going to need power for the redstone furnace. As well, we are going to need to set this up so that the crafter is giving the redstone furnace everything it needs to do what it needs to do. When the redstone furnace is done, we need to eject that finished product out and back into the system. Typically what I do for that is I'll use an item duct, and we'll just grab a few here. I won't need a redstone, excuse me, I won't need a servo because thermal expansion machines will auto eject for us if we tell it to. Okay, but how are we going to get it back into our system? You can't eject it back into the crafter. The crafter only pushes out. You can't receive anything. You can't push something into the crafter to take it back into the system. So we need one other thing. And if I see it, I might recognize it. I think it's the interface. Pretty sure it's the interface. Let's see. Items inserted into an interface instantly go into the system. Okay, so this is what we are looking for, the interface. You can set items that will be provided to the interface, which can be extracted by some other means. So the interface is complicated because, you know, that's the way it is. Okay, so we're going to do interface. So we're going to create ourselves an interface. And there's a fluid one too. So items in that are different. So let's say we got to build, well, we already have an importer because I had built that earlier. Machine casing, which is a staple. And we're going to need an exporter, right? So go ahead and craft our exporter. It needs a cable, an improved processor, and a construction core. Improved and a construction core. So we're going to need an improved and a construction core. Okay. Done. We need to cook this. Improved. I didn't look, but is AE2 in the pack too? It is not in the pack. No, it's not in the pack. This is a starter pack. They put AE2 into it. People would be going crazy. Okay, so there's our improved processor. I'm going to throw that back into the system. And what was it I said we needed? An interface. So here we should be able to create the exporter now. And then we can create the interface. Now the interface to advancement made, interface to the world. So the interface can be a big. Oh, they changed that. Okay. Unless I'm mistaken, which a lot of times I am. So we're just going to line this up here so that we can run the cable from there straight across to here for now, I guess. Trying to think how we're going to do this. So these don't need any power, but these machines over here are going to need power. So we're going to have to get power to them somehow. And we're going to have to get a cable to it as well. I'm going to remove this sludge refiner for now because we don't need it anymore. Because I condensed the sludge collection into one. Okay. Typically, we can just run power to the bottom, right? I'm going to need a lot of power cable for this. Flux duct. We're going to need a ton. That's probably not even enough. That's stone flux duct. We're going to need so much of that right now because we don't have any power system set up over here. But I guess I don't know if it would be easiest to I guess we can pull the power from here for now. Let's do that. Let's pull the power from there and see. It's right there, I think. Let's see. I'm using my slower pickaxe because I want to keep the stone as stone and not cobblestone. So that's why I'm using this slower one. Okay, so we're gonna run this power like this, I think. And I always want to run the power out of this energy cell if I can. And all this, everything that is pumping power into the energy cell coming in at one interface, and then we can break the power out of the other sides of the energy cell. Okay. And now we need to make sure that on the left side, power will go out, because right now power is in input. So we turn that to output. This should start filling this, and we go back upstairs and look at the furnace. It should be powered now. Okay, it's powering up, and it's powered. Now the crafter is going to go somewheres and be attached to it. So typically I put it behind, and this face, that face has to be facing the machine that you want it to input into, okay? Which makes it hard because if you're behind it and you put it down, it faces you. So you have to be, I might be able to do that so that that face is facing here. And again, I like to, if you click the middle button, it'll erase all of your connections here, right? So we're gonna have the input coming from the back. So from the back, which is this slot here, is blue slot, and everything coming in to be cooked is going to come into this blue slot, and then everything that is going to be once it's finished, the final product, we're going to export that to the top, which is orange. We're going to make that orange, and that's going to export to the top. And I'll show you why. We're going to use our item duct, and we're going to put an item duct here. And what's going to happen is we're going to have a line of machines here, okay? All these, like a redstone furnace, we're going to have a pulverizer, we're going to have a bunch of other machines. And to make it a little bit simpler, what I do is I use this duct to pull out to. So our items are going to go into this item duct, and then it's going to go into, for now, we'll make it to right there, but we want to make this so we can extend it. Why won't that? There we go. Into our interface, okay? If not, we would have to have an interface sitting on top of every redstone furnace, every pulverizer, every machine that we had. And then we would put a cable from this crafter to the interface. Interfaces are expensive to make. So if we can just use one, why not have a row of machines that output the item that we need into the pipe. The pipe pipes it straight into the interface, and then the interface with that connection will move it back into our system. So now we have to attach this crafter to our system. And that's the next step. Let's see how we can do that. What would be the easiest way to do that besides sleeping? Okay. Now I was thinking we could probably run it. So making this 3 deep, 1, 2, 3, isn't enough because we're going to have 2 sets of cables, and I think the easiest way would be to I think we can do it like this, because our power is going to go, our next power cable is going to go here, right, for the next machine, and this is going to be under that. So we can do, I think this would be probably the easiest way to do it, for at least for now, until we figure out a better way. I'm going to have to get rid of these torches. Torches can't be at the top, those cables. Of course, that's where I put all my torches, at the top. I probably have way too many torches in here, but better safe than sorry, right? I don't want random creepers spawning in here and then exploding because I wasn't paying attention to something. Okay, so now we're connected to, again, to that cable. And I need to put in some more torches because there. Like I said, I don't want random creepers in here. Now that's connected to our system, and those items should now be active. We can fill this in here. We need that, right? Fill those in. Actually, that's where I was getting out, wasn't it? It's okay. You don't need that right now. So I think that's fine. We'll go here, and we'll just use our elevator here. And as you can see, it's lit up again. So this is lit up, and this box has turned white. I think that's, let's take a look. I think that's what happened. Yeah, see it got really white there? So that's, takes a second, and now that's also connected. So anything we put into here, like this rotten flesh, it pulls it into the system. Trees, this extra shit, or this marble, it pulls it right in. So anything coming out of here that's been processed is going to go right into our system. It'll take a few seconds because it's slow cable, but we'll upgrade this cable to be a lot faster, so that it's quicker. And here is our redstone furnace. So if we go look at the manager here, the crafter manager, we should see redstone furnace. Look at that. So those are the patterns for a redstone furnace. So now back to where we were before. Refined storage, and we were looking at the basic processor, the improved processor, and the advanced processor. Okay. So these require a machine or processing. So you have to turn that on. You have to click processing here. Okay. If you try to do something that's being processed, you're not going to get the plus button here. Okay. You have to have this on, and then it'll show you the plus button. So what it's saying is it's going to take one of these, process it to make this. Okay. So this is what the machine is expecting to receive, and this is what the system is expecting to receive back. Okay. So we're going to do these three here. The improved processor, same thing. And then the advanced processor. And there you go. That's those three, right? So now what do we do with those? Well, these have to be processed by the redstone furnace. So we're going to put these into the redstone furnace crafting machine. Okay. Now if we go over here and look, there are patterns in the redstone furnace. Those patterns, when we ask for one, it's going to input the item into here, it's going to process it, and then it's going to give us back, and we will demonstrate that so you can see. So when I come in here and I go, I need processors, right? I already have 5 of the basic ones. Okay, so I have 5, 0 and 0 because it says craft. If there was anything there, there's only one there, it wouldn't say craft. Okay, so that's how you know. So let's craft an advanced start. It's going to say you need all this stuff to make one. It says we have it, it's all available. Okay, so we're going to start that. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Start this. This isn't connected yet, so let's connect that. So I'm just going to run a cable for now to connect that monitor, that crafting monitor. And depending on how fast it is, well, it said processing. So it's back. So it might take a minute for it to get to us, but we should be able to look again. And now we have one advanced processor and one improved. Okay. There is a way, and I need someone to look this up for me. If you shift, even if you have processors here, there used to be a way that you can click this to go to the craft screen, but I don't recall which button it is. Not control, it's not alt, and it's not shift. At one time there was a you could push a key and you'd be able to do that without like removing this and then going, I need 4 more of these. Someone could tell me how to do that, I'd be grateful. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to craft this, and then we're going to go over here and take a look. Okay, it inputted it into here, it spit it out, and there it goes into the interface. And once it's in the interface, the system recognizes it as a completed job, and we now have 2 of these processors. I have one here and the one we just made. So that's how you automate your machine processes. One way to automate your machine processes. Okay. And again, we're going to look here and see what other refined items we might need to process. I don't see cable in here, so let's set up a cable pattern and let's see what it is. A cable pattern is just a normal crafting pattern, so we're going to do cable normal crafting pattern. It gives you 12 when you do it, and then we're going to pull it down here, and then we're going to look at our crafting manager, and again, it's just a normal crafting pattern, so we're going to put it up in our crafter, a normal crafter. It doesn't have to be processed by anything. Just so you know, if you click on something and you say, I want this processed, you still have to be able to make all of these other items before it can make this crafter. So if this crafter contains an advanced processor, an advanced raw processor, and then this crafting to make that, that's 3 different patterns you have to create just to make this advanced processor. So that's 1. Oh, this one takes 2. Sorry, 1, 2. But if there's other ones that take 3 and 4 to make the different ones. Enriched iron ore, enriched iron takes a process. If you were making the silicon yourself, then which one did I click on to get silicon? Because you can convert nether quartz into silicon as well. So that would be another process. So not just the main process, but all the little ones in between you have to be able to do as well for the automation to work. On the mouse, it's how you have your control set up. I don't remember. Oops. Craftables. Like middle mouse click. Is there? I don't know. Is it something that it's probably maybe something in the controls, but I don't know. I don't remember what it was. Oh, and I just swapped all my shit. I hate when it does that. Well, we'll figure that out at another time. I'll have to look it up and see what the controls are. I don't want to do it right now. So I think that we're going to do a couple more items. So we have cable now. And we have a furnace to cook things in. So besides cable, there's the importer and the exporter. These are some crafts that I always set up as well, because you make a lot of importers and you make a lot of exporters. Importer, exporter. Okay. And again, we're going to put those into our normal crafters, because they're just crafting items. And we already make all the items that require those crafts, right? We already make destruction cores, we can already make improved processors, and we already make cable. So all those things are already done, so that's complete there. Interface is probably another one we want to do, because that's a pretty complex one, right? We can make the enriched quartz. We have redstone. We have to actually make machine casings. We haven't done that yet, right? So let's make the machine casing for the interface. And now we look again, and we can make all these items. So we can now make the interface in the system. And again, wherever you want to put these items doesn't really matter, as long as they're in there somewhere, right? Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else we might need. External storage, I'm going to make that one. Oh, look at air. Chests, you have to have chests. So enriched quartz and these 3 processors, destruction core, construction core, we can make all that stuff. So again, we are going to make the external storage. because I use that a lot as well. So external storage allows you to take, say, this chest, and if you put an external storage connector onto it and connect it to the system, then it sees this chest as storage, as part of the system. Okay? It's not being stored in your disks, but it is part of your system. So when I open this system, I will see all of this cobble and stone and dirt or whatever else is in this chest with an external storage connector, which is really nice as well. I don't have a middle mouse button. I use a trackball. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a button that you pushed and then you clicked and it would open up the craft screen even if you had items crafted. Like the quartz. If I wanted to make more quartz, I have to remove this and then tell it to craft. I'm pretty sure there was a button that I can push that would pull up the crafting screen for me, but I don't remember what it is. So I don't have to remove that and then go craft and start, right? And if there is a button, it's probably programmable, like Kaverki said. So you would just program it to a key. You don't have to use like a middle mouse button. At starting area, can't use chest or Tinker's crafting table. Oh crap, that's because of the spawn protection. Okay, I'll look into that. That's something I'll have to change on the server. Okay, I'll try to get that done this evening. Or before tomorrow. How's that sound? Okay. What else do we need to craft? Yeah, it's because of spawn protection. But I don't think we need to worry about that. Because what happens is it protects an area around spawn. I think it's 64 by 64 blocks, so that people can't like build there. And I forgot about that. I can build there because I'm an admin, but you guys can't. You guys can't. And I'll go and I'll just remove the spawn protection because hopefully you guys won't be building at spawn. If you do, I'll just knock your houses down. And you can go somewhere else. Yeah, there was wool in the chest. There was just wool in that chest. But there are a bunch of sheeps on that island, so you should still be able to kill some sheeps and get some wool to make a bed. That's what I was trying to do, just make it a little bit easier to make a bed. So I'll try to get that done tonight for you guys. So tomorrow, expect it to be able to do it tomorrow. But we'll get that turned off because I'll have to reboot the server. And I'm definitely not going to do that right now. So, but I made a note here to remove it. Thank you for letting me know that. Let's see. The other things that we'll probably be wanting to do are the discs, but right now I have already created those, so we should be okay to create these the storage disks that we're going to be needing to store all our items. But that's really about it. That's the basics for, you know, getting your machines to produce what you need in your crafting. So what I'll probably be doing is adding more machines, probably moving these things around a little bit. I'll probably be going to end up creating a pulverizer in another redstone furnace so that we can pulverize items and send it directly into the redstone furnace. So we have a redstone furnace that just does the cooking stuff. And then a redstone furnace that works with the pulverizer. In case we need to pulverize something for some reason and then cook it up. Or we can just, because as you can see, you only get 9 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items per crafter, which kind of sucks. So if I wanted to do another crafter on this, I would have to do it on the side or somewhere else, or create another redstone furnace. So and again, depending on how much material you have, depends on how many machines and stuff you can build at first before you start getting more materials. And if you look now, we were at what, 11 or 12, something like that, FE per tick. Now we're at 53 because we've added a crafting manager, an interface, another crafter, crafting monitor, and they all use a little bit of energy, each of them. Cable doesn't use any, which is really nice. So it adds up, starts adding up. So we're at 53 per tick now. What time is it? 9:30. Okay. Let's go check out our farms and see where our charcoal is. Do you guys remember the number that we had previously? It was at 21.9, right? Now we're at 22.7. So we're still ahead of the curve right now. We're producing more charcoal than we're using. And that's the whole idea, is to make sure that we're always producing more charcoal than we're using. Let's go check out our other one and see where that stands and see if we have any blockage. That horse likes this tree farm. He's been hanging out here the whole time. I'm gonna turn that off. It looks like it's so we're still running well here. Let's go down here and take a look. We're at 198 stacks of wood now. The oak wood, the extra oak wood is just being destroyed. We don't need it. And our resourceful furnace is full of essence fluid, and charcoal is being pulled out very slowly. What we're going to do is upgrade this servo here to a higher level servo, and it should be able to pull out all 3 slots. Right now it's not fast enough to pull out all 3 slots. And we have a ton of trees, ton of saplings. 23 stacks of oak, of swamp oak, and 114 of blooming, and 19 spruce. So right now it's running very well. This is producing 125. It's not even producing full power, so we still have plenty of power left to add some things to that if we need. Let me run to my bed real quick here. But okay. Let's see. Look, we have visitors. Spider with a cat on his head and a skeleton. Let's see what else. I think that's all we're going to be doing tonight. In the meantime, throughout the week, I'll probably be just expanding our automation. So I'll be adding machines over here when I need to, adding crafters specifically for those machines, and adding normal crafts over here. and again, watching and tweaking our tree farms for our charcoal. And then we're going to start looking at getting our biofuel up and running, because we have the plots for it now. We just got to start doing the collection of that stuff. But I did want to get this up and running and started so that we can start using it and start expanding on it. You can't use the bed either? Okay. So much for that great idea I had. You probably can't cut down any of the trees that are there either until you're out of the spawn protection area, or break the grass. It'll probably make the noise, but it won't work. Excuse me. I think that's going to be it for tonight, at least for Minecraft. We're going to be swapping over to Call of Duty, Modern Warfare Battle Royale. So if you guys want to continue to hang out and watch me get killed, you're more than welcome. Let's see. Thank you, Kieran, for your continued support and your subscription. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. Continued. So again, I'll get that spawn protection. Hopefully I'll get it done tonight, and we'll reboot the server. Depends on how late people are on it. and and we will continue again next time. I'm not sure exactly when. It just depends on how I feel. I might be playing The Witcher 3 and or Minecraft at the very beginning, but later in the evening, depending on what's going on, I might also be changing over to Call of Duty. So again, if anyone has any questions while I'm doing any of this, feel free to ask. I will give you whatever information I can, and we can even try to do what you're asking. If I have the resources to do it, I'm more than happy to assist in that. I know Steph is going to want to learn how to do the crystallized. Is it the actually additions? Yeah. The palace crystals, and then the empowered crystals. That's actually not too. It's not too bad. It's a lot of work getting all the parts, but it's pretty cool. I did set it up last time, and I found a really what I thought was a good way to do it. Steph needs power. Yeah, she does. She's got a tree farm going, I thought she did. I want Wi-Fi power with solar panels. There's no solar in this pack. I mean, I wish there was, but this is the only solar in the pack, and it's actually additions, and it's crap. It produces 8 CF per tick. It produces 8 power per tick during the daytime at direct sunlight, with direct sunlight, with direct daylight above it. So it produces nothing at night, and it only produces 8 CF during the day, and requires a diamond. So I mean, these other things, empowered, That's iron, empowered iron, a diamond, lots of iron, a little bit of gold, some redstone. I guess if you set up like 40 of them, you'll have 320 power during the day. And if you have storage cells for that, energy cells, then you can store it. I don't think there's any wind. I mean, I can type wind and see what we get. At least not in NEI. We're a petroleum-based server. I guess. Is charcoal petroleum? So you have charcoal, you have coal, you have canola oil, canola. You have hot fluids, lava. You have refined fuel, you have grass fuel. You have gasoline, which is a fuel. There is a tree oil. Resin, and tree oil. Resin, I think. Rosin, which makes tree oil. Which you can put in a compressed dynamo, tree oil. Yeah, I guess it's all carbon-based fuels. Most of it's all carbon-based fuels. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a basic pack. There are other packs where there's a ton of solar power. There's, I mean, nether star power, food power. So many things. We're polluting the server. No, you're not. It doesn't produce any. These are all smokeless. all these fuels are smokeless, so it's okay. So. Right? I mean, the dwarves invented the smokeless coal, smokeless fuel. So, oh, I missed. Okay. Okay, people, we're out of here. I'm gonna reset the stream, and then set it up for Call of Duty. You're more welcome to hang out, and like I said, watch me die. If not, have a great evening, and don't forget, get up, stretch, and go tell someone you love them. And we will see you next time for some more Minecraft, whenever that may be. Good night, and hang out if you want to watch some Call of Duty. We'll be right back.